creeps, it's Cameron again, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about books, movies, writing, and all things spooky. On this episode of Library Macabre, I will be reviewing Golf Curse by Cameron Roubique. At last, Cameron Roubique, author of 80s horror throwbacks such as Kill River and Kill River 2 and Disco Death Trap, has finally released his latest slasher novel, Golf Curse. When Ronnie scores a job at Indian Hill Golf Course, he anticipates many summer afternoons spent goofing off with his friend and fellow co-worker Mark. And that is exactly what he gets, until the murders begin. As it turns out, Indian Hill Golf Course is cursed with a dark history, one filled with Native American massacres and battles. As a result, the spirit of an angry medicine man known as Chief Tomahawk is back to avenge the deaths of his people. Now, back in the 80s, we got a whole slew of horror paperbacks featuring living skeletons on the covers. The majority of these were courtesy of fan-favorite publisher Zebra Books. But while the covers of those books were huge selling points, the interior of the books rarely delivered on murderous skeleton action, unfortunately. But now we have Cameron Roubique, whose hand-painted covers definitely take inspiration from those bizarrely wonderful Zebra paperbacks of yesteryear. But the question is, does Golf Curse literally feature a Native American killer skeleton, or is this just an echo of Zebra Books? Well, creeps, I can indeed confirm that Golf Curse is the killer skeleton book that you have always wanted. Or maybe it's the killer skeleton book you didn't know you wanted. Everything that you see here on this cover is exactly what you get with this book. Everything from the skeleton bursting out of the ground, Return of the Living Dead style, to the dead vampire bat on its headdress. It's all there in the story, and I was completely overjoyed by this. Every single time the skeleton would burst out of its hiding spot and murder someone in the craziest of ways, I would chuckle with delight. It was just so much fun. I have to say, Cameron Roubique writes kill scenes like it's nobody's business. They are bloody and gory, but they're so over the top that it keeps the scenes from getting too disturbing. Cameron's main objective here is to just entertain the reader. He's not here to disturb you or terrify you in any way. He's just here to show you a good time. Speaking of, Golf Curse is filled with humor, and it details many of the shenanigans that Mark and Ronnie get themselves into while working at the golf course. This gives the book kind of a cozy, lighthearted energy, and Cameron writes these scenes effortlessly, and I think the main reason for that is the fact that he actually worked at a golf course when he was in college, so he uses many of his experiences from that time to motivate the events in the book. While all of these funny scenes between Ronnie and Mark serve to give the book its charm and to build the brotherly bond between those two characters, there was a point around the middle where the book came to a standstill. Cameron Roubique actually acknowledges this in the afterword of the book, saying that he knows that the earlier chapters may have been a little bit self-indulgent since he was talking so much about, the golf course and his own experiences and tying those into the actual plot. Those chapters definitely do give the book a lot of character, but I was really excited to get to the slashery bits. But once the book actually does get into the action, it really takes off. Cameron Roubique is a pro at building up the tension and then just letting all hell break loose in the final pages. Like all of Roubique's previous books, Golf Curse ends with a bang, and then it has an epilogue at the very end that kind of enhances the mystery of the Year of Blood series, because I did not mention before that this is actually the second book in that series, and the Year of Blood series is a series of companion books that all kind of complement each other, but you don't have to read Disco Death Trap, the first book in the series, before you read this. There are some Easter eggs to Disco Death Trap in this book, but you don't have to have previous knowledge about it, not really. However, I did enjoy Disco Death Trap a little bit more than Golf Curse just because of the sheer lunacy of that book. Disco Death Trap is just absolutely crazy. And so I did kind of like it more than Golf Curse, so I would recommend starting there. I just think you would appreciate this book a lot more having read Disco Death Trap first. But overall, I really love this book. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's very cozy, and it's a great book to read for spring because this book takes place in the springtime. So Golf Curse totally lived up to my expectations, and it gave me all of the killer skeleton mayhem that I was hoping for. So there you go. That is my review of Golf Curse by Cameron Roubique. I will post a link down below in the graveyard where you can order the paperback or the e-copy of this book. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Later, creeps.